every hour spent getting paid could be an hour spent getting laid. So let me force you to save 20 hours a week. And who knows what you can do in 20 hours? Andrew Carnegie famously only worked 2 hours a day and became one of the richest men of his century. Harry Hopkins worked less than 1 hour a day while saving the Allied forces during the Second World War, planning D-Day, and basically being the main reason the people are still alive. And so let me give you Harry Hopkins' 5 1-minute habits that will save you 20 hours a week. So let me tell you the story of how Harry Hopkins accidentally found a strategy to work less than 1 hour a day. It's the beginning of the 20th century and the war breaks out. In Britain, cars are running through the streets and announcing with megaphones that the war between Germany and the Allied forces is in fact happening. And Harry Hopkins is a famous political figure who is the right-hand guy of Roosevelt, and so he understands immediately that the next couple of years will become the most important years of his life. And he gets all of these responsibilities with military invasion responsibilities and planning D-Day and all sorts of important things. But there is something else that breaks out as well. A disease inside of Harry Hopkins' body. He's already getting older. He's not his 20-year-old fit self anymore. And the doctor tells him that he is in fact dying and that his days are numbered. And so now, because of this disease, he is forced to work less than 1 hour a day. And then what happens? Well, the Allied forces of course win. And Churchill will say that Harry Hopkins is Lord Heart of the Matter. He will be remembered as the most efficient guy in wartime Washington. Now, the strategy that is being deployed here is actually a very famous strategy among the upper elite, richest of richest people alive. Andrew Carnegie, for example, who became the biggest steel magnate of his time, the richest man or one of the richest men ever, he famously worked 2 hours a day max. And so this is the strategy here. It is the good old necessity is the mother of all invention. And so the first step is to restrict the time allowed to work. You have to force yourself to only work at max 3 or 4 hours a day, preferably even less. You see, the thing about work is that the amount of time necessary to complete a task grows linearly to the time allowed for its completion. And so if you allow yourself to work 9 hours a day, you will somehow figure a way out to fill those 9 hours. And the opposite is true as well. When I was younger, I had this math teacher in high school, and he always said that the best mathematicians are the laziest ones, because those mathematicians that are lazy always figure out the shortest route that requires least amount effort to get towards the solution, hence the best mathematical way. The second strategy is to ask yourself on a weekly basis where the opportunities lie in your life. Nobody became rich by solving problems. All of the rich people became rich because they focused and grabbed 1 or 2 opportunities throughout their lives. And so that means that it's totally fine to let some projects burn. It's totally fine to let some context burn. It's totally fine to let things that are not important in your life burn as long as you grab those opportunities, because those opportunities will compensate for the losses. And this is exactly what Harry Hopkins did. He lost a lot of battles and he knew that that was okay because he was focusing on D-Day. He was focusing on the opportunities and subsequently won the war. Number 3, stop asking yourself what you want to be doing in life. All those people that ask themselves that are playing video games all the way in the end. If you are chasing a passion, you will forever chase things that are just ridiculous. You have to understand that whatever you choose, whatever journey you're on, whatever project you choose that is of yourself, will in fact generate joy once you pursue it. The joy comes as a side result of pursuing the thing. And so instead of asking yourself what you want to be doing, you ask yourself what needs to be done. Now, asking yourself this question is not going to guarantee that you will be doing the most pressing and most important thing that day, but not asking yourself that question virtually guarantees you that nothing important will be done. This is very important. And it becomes more important as you get older. I see a lot of people in their 50s, 60s that are still chasing this. They think that retirement is for having fun. They are envisioning themselves in the beach somewhere where they can just relax and chill down. This is the trap that they've been in for the last decades. This doesn't make any sense. You're not going to arrive anywhere. There is no joy all the way in the end at the beach. The joy lies in the process itself. Plus, retirement plans are not gonna work. There is no retirement. The 21st century has erased retirement. If you see my videos in the past, you know what's happening. Your $1,300 a month as a retirement fund, whatever, is not going to make the cut. You are not going to have a happy life doing that, and so you need to enjoy the process anyway. Number 4, the one thing rule. So, the other day I have 3 things on my calendar, 3 things on my to-do list for that day. And what happens? I postpone on the first 2 for 6 hours, and then I just do the third thing. That's all that happens. And I've known this for a very long time. I'm still sometimes making the same mistake. You can only put one thing on your calendar. If you put multiple things, you don't do them anyway. Or you do them half. Or none of the other 2 things are important things anyway and shouldn't be done in the first place. And so sticking to one thing and asking yourself, what is the one thing that should be done? That if it is done, this day would be a good day. And then just do that. Next up is using a time log. Here's the thing. If you are working 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day and you are not making multiple 6 figures, then you know with certainty that you are wasting your time and you are doing the wrong things. And the only way to realize or figure out what you're doing wrong is by actually tracking everything, and then afterwards, after you understand what you're actually doing, you can analyze and adjust. You can analyze and figure out what you're doing wrong. But you can only do that if you actually know what you're doing. So I've been tracking my time, literally writing down everything that I do, everything that I work on for the last 2 years. And that is how you become more efficient. Checking the likes of your post after posting is not doing any work. Doing research is not doing any work. Checking or tracking the order and how it moves, it would have fulfilled without your tracking it all of the time. Tracking is not doing any work. Watching Netflix is not doing any work. Listening to music is not doing any work. Preparing is not doing any work. Getting up, pressing the snooze button 16 times is not doing any work. You have to track your time so that you can actually figure out what you're doing wrong. And if you're interested in the most efficient way to sell your work, check out the artist formula. And if you're interested in my time log that I've used myself, I've made a video about it called Just Be Bored and You'll Get Ahead of 99% of People. Link in the description and in the end screen. That's it. Get the hell out of here.